Hello. I've heard that you want to make avatars yourself instead of waiting for my slow ass to actually make them for you. So, here's how you do it. Well, first, you're going to need a PC. Just a PC, because you can't do them, like from what I've done, you can't do them either on mobile or something else. You need, like, a computer. Then next up, you need Roblox Studio, Blender, and the VRC Creator Companion. These are all the things you're going to need. And a couple of other quality of life things, like for example, like plugins for Roblox Studio that allow you to import avies to make like the process easier for making avies. But anyway, here's how you do it. So first, you're gonna head into Roblox Studio. Doesn't matter. I personally go with Classic Baseplate because it's a cleaner map instead of the original Baseplate. This one is cleaner because it's just more open. And then next, you need to go into your plugins, and then it depends on what you want. Like if you want to load a specific person's avi, like for example, I want to do my friend called Whisper. So I will grab their username and then head into one of these plugins, and then put them in here, put their name in here, and then spawn. There we go. Now they are here. So they have this. Well, first you want to move them up a little bit. So put that to 3. There we go. And now there is a couple ways you can go after doing this. Although first, what you want to do is go to the arms, head back to home, and then move it. Move these by 0. No, the other way. Yep. Let me. And boom. So you want to have them in a T-pose. Now, there's a couple ways you can go after doing this. And the way I personally do it is by stretching the model out. By doing this and just putting everything into separating everything. So like for example this leg, you want to move it. And then the other leg, move it as well. And then the reason I do this is to make it easier to link individual accessories to the avatar. Like for example, I want to link this hair, for example, onto the head, or this collar to the chest. Well, I'll get to that later, but for now, just know that it's a little bit difficult if you keep it like this. So move the head up by 1, and then grab everything. So this. Oh. Oh, never mind. It's fine. So you got put down there for whatever reason. Oh, it's fine. Just grab everything and move it up. Or, in another way, you can move them in this axis, the blue arrow axis. But I feel like it's easier doing it like this. Also, another thing is that you might want to move them more, depending on if they're even if you move them up just by a little bit, their thingies still end up clipping. Wrong thing. Oh. Yeah. Basically that. So you want to do that. I won't actually do it here because it's going to take me a long while, and I don't want to do that. But after you're done doing all that, you want to go in, you want to right-click on the actual rig, and then go into Save and Export, and you want to export it as an OBJ. And then just save it to wherever you can. For me, I want to save it in here, just for easy access. But, yeah. you would save it wherever it is easier for you to access. And then you want to open Blender. And we don't need all these. We can delete them. And then you want to grab your OBJ file and drag it into Blender. So for this demonstration, I'll use this. No, I'll use this one. I'll use this one as a demonstration. So you have your OBJ file in here, and then as you see, I have the thingy separated. So after, you want to get an amateur in here, which for your first time doing it, it will be a little difficult. But the way I do it is, first of all, Shift A, and then go to, here, Armature, and then Single Bone. Oh, and to make everything easier, press Shift Z to put everything into wireframe mode. That way you can see the amateur more easily. And you want to press Tab to go into edit mode, and then you need to do this. You want to move the primary bone right. Wait, let me get in like an actual amateur that I have to actually like guide myself, because I don't remember. Right here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, oh yeah. And once you're in, I forgot to say this, but once you're in Blender, you want to grab the whole thingy and head to the Z-axis and rotate, press R, and then press hold Control, and then rotate it 180 degrees. So that the front side, like it's facing towards negative Y. Like as you can see, negative Y is this way, and it says negative Y up here. Yeah, negative Y. So then, I can delete this one. So yeah, basically, with the armature, you want to have it. You want to have it something like this. And for a couple side notes, first, these connections, like if you want to connect this bone to this bone, which, hold on, let me look at these in hierarchy, which is this one. Yeah, these are childs, so you want to press this, and then shift click onto these, and you want to press Control P. And then you want to press Keep Offset, which is the way I did it, but you can do it in a different way. But this is just so the legs are connected in a way, yeah. So you want to have 5 bones like this, and you don't have to name them, but it just makes things easier. So this one will be hips, this one will be spine, this one will be chest, this one will be the upper chest, and this one will be the neck, and this one will be the head. Oh, and by the way, you might see these extra bones on the ends and wonder what they are. They don't matter. This is what happens if you, after exporting the file from Blender, you re-import it. These end bones just appear. But if you, let's say you want to make another avatar and you don't want to redo the amateur, so you yoink it. What you can easily do is you can shift click all the bones that appear on the ends, and the way to guide yourself is if when up here at the user perspective, you can click at the armature and then say the bone name and then _ end. Those are the ones you want to delete. I mean, you don't have to delete them, but the more you keep on them, they will keep putting on more ends. Like this end, like whenever I export and reload it, it'll put another end bone up here. It'll put another end bone, and yeah, you just don't want to deal with that. So I'll delete it just for now. So after you make the armature, 5 bones, and then from the upper chest bone, you want to sprout 2 bones. You want to sprout 2 bones, one going directly left and a little bit bottom. Left is, one left and a little bit to the bottom, and another just like this. You can. I don't know why I'm explaining it. You can see it, but yeah, I think it's easier. And after you're done with the armature, you want to go out of edit mode. You want to click on the on the actual avatar, and then you want to shift click the armature, and then press Control P again, and you want to go down here with empty groups. Now here's where stuff gets a little bit interesting. Now let's say, just for a little bit of demonstration purposes, that... Oh wait, did I link it to the wrong armature? No, I didn't. Okay. So I don't need this armature anymore. Let's say, for a little bit of a demonstration, that you wanted to add another, like a tailpiece. There's two ways you could do it. One, you could just directly build it onto the armature, or you could do it in a separate armature. But I'll talk about that later. But for now, for the empty groups, this is what's important. So you want to click on the actual avatar, press tab to go into edit mode, and you want to go up here, and then click this square thing, which is for select mode face, which makes it so that you don't just select, for example, one vertex or two, but you actually select the whole face, just to make it easier for selecting things. So now, what you want to do is, like, for your separated parts, like, for example, hold on. For example, the head, right here, head, it appears an empty group in this little data thingy, which is under all the blue ones. Like you go in here, and then blue, and then vertex groups. So, for example, for the head, you want to select all the accessories that will go on the head, and you want to select the head part itself. Which, honestly, I left it in an annoying spot, but it's easy to just go into the out of wireframe mode to do this, to just clean it up. And then you want to verify, boom, and then you want to head into this group, and then click here, assign. So now what that means is that whenever this bone moves, it'll move every vertex attached to it. So then after you do that, you can grab just the parts that are separated, so these, and you want to press G to be able to move them around, and depending on the axis, for example here, this green line appears. So you would want to move it on the y-axis. So you press Y, and then you'll only be able to move it across the y-axis. And then you want to press Control to make it snap. Right? You want to make it snap. So you can then just snap it until it fits. But another way of doing this is, let's say you did it by... let's say you did it in a different way, and you... when you separated it, you put it at a distance of 7 on the robust thingy. Well, what you can do is, after you do this, instead of having to use Control and, manually placing it, whatnot, you just press 7. Or numbers on your keyboard. Let's say you put it at 10, well, you write 10 on your keyboard, and boom. It will snap, and then just press Enter, and boom, it's here. And let's take, for example, the chest. These parts are meant to be attached to the chest. So what you can do is do these, press G, press Y, but if you see, you press 7. Okay, if you press 7, it actually moves it away. Well, it's because it's still on the same y-axis. So you just press minus, and then you're good to go. You're good to go, it'll be on the thingy, and done. We don't need the cat for the demonstration. You can, So, for a little bit of context, the things you want to link to bones are the arms. You want to link them to the highest bone. Like this little top bone, which for me, I've labeled as left hand. So you want to link the whole arm to the left hand. And this arm to the right hand, which is right here. For the torso, you want to link it to the spine. You want to link it to the spine. Right here. You want to link it to the spine. For the head parts, as you saw, you want to link it to the head. Like this. For the legs, you want to do a little bit something different. Instead of putting them on the final bone, you want to put them on the middle bone. This is due to how the leg moves. Because imagine yourself walking, and look at all of your leg all of your pieces. imagine the foot being one piece, like the big thigh part of your leg as another piece, and in the middle, the other piece. Now imagine yourself walking. The thing that makes the most motion similar to walking in Roblox is the middle part of the leg. So that's the one you want to link to. Which for me, I've labeled that part as a left lower leg and right lower leg, respectively. So you want to link those, and then after you do that, you want to grab you want to go to each of the link thingies, click select, and then press Y. But without pressing control, because otherwise, or without pressing any other thing, just select and press Y. What this will do is, look, it says right here, split. What it does is it, unmerges it from all other connected vertexes. So it makes it easier to, move around. So then after you're done with all this, you can just do this, and you want to head into File, you want to head into File up here, you want to click Export, and you want to export as an FBX. For context, so you don't get lost, the original file placement will be placed in Documents. So you can just move it to whatever you want, and then just name it and export it. But for now, I don't need this. So then, you want to head into the Creator Companion, which you can just download this off the web. It's not that hard. And what you want to do is create a new project. And let's say I'll call this tutorial project. You can name it whatever you want, but you also want to select this right here, Unity 2022 Avatar Project, a good starting point for a new VRChat avatar. You probably could use the 2019 version, but I used the 2020 version, and then create the project, and then just let it load, which I will not let it load because I already have a ton of projects, and it takes way too long to load, so I'll just load it back in, and yeah. Hello? And here it is. So here's the Creative Companion. So yeah, after you create your project, it'll load. So for demonstration purposes, I'll use this one, which is the same one, same colors. Also, if you're wondering why the materials look like this, and for you they will look like multiple materials, is because I actually baked these. Because when starting off, I tried to optimize these, because I thought I wanted the avatar to load more frequently to people. I wanted to move it off very low to either low or medium. But it turns out when you start adding cool things to the avatar, like props or stuff like that, it becomes way harder to try to bake them all into one texture. It's probably still possible, but I feel like you would only do the baking if you aren't going to add any extra stuff. So you can just stay with your regular textures. And a couple more stuff that I should say is that, I don't know what else I could say. Oh, and maybe something I should say is that you should store your FBXs just somewhere. I mean, that's just obvious. I don't know what else to say, honestly, while waiting for this to load. I should have loaded mine. Nah, whatever. I can just wait. Actually, I can talk about making animated parts to your avatar now. So, if you want to make, for example, an animated tail, like here. You want to make an animated tail, you can head back into Blender, and then, let's say you wanted to make a tail part of your avatar animated. Well, because you separated all the avatar parts, it makes it way easier to do that. So you want to open Blender again, get rid of all this, and I'll use this tail as an example. I'll use the tail as an example. So, this was actually part of my avatar. But because of the whole splitting thing you did at the studio part, or I did the studio part, this ends up as a separate thing, as a separate object. So, what you want to do is press Shift A, to make another amateur single bone, and you just want to move it into the spot where you want to have it. And like I said, get out of using edit mode makes this easier to work with. So you just kind of want to mold it in the shape you want the thingy to be. Wait, I already did, which I'm not going to do again because it would take a while. Which is kind of this shape, which kind of follows the shape of the tail. And then you want to do the same thing as with the body, where you grab the tail itself, and then shift click grab the tail, shift click this, grab the actual part, and then shift click the armature, Control P, and then click with empty groups. Editor's note about the tail thing is that after you put the whole empty groups thing, you want to do a similar process as with the body part about assigning individual parts, but instead of using the face selector, you just want to do the vertices selector, which is a little dot, and just select general areas around the bones. Let's say the bones go like this, right? You want to grab this chunk of area for the first bone, this area for the next bone, and so on. Okay, so I ended up loading in my own Avi, just because the other one took way too long to load. But the same things apply. So what we want to do is get back into your into where you have the XBX file, and then grab it and then drag it into down here into the assets window. You want to drag it in there, and then you want to grab the thingy, and before you do anything, click on the thingy, or the FBX, or it's the prefab, and then click this little arrow, and then it should appear with this and a texture. What you want to do is right click on the texture that appears in the thingy and click extract from prefab. Which this whole thing that I'm about to about the texture is only if you want to use this avatar on Quest, or just if you don't want to use it on PC. So what you want to do is when you actually extracted it, head into here onto this shader part, and then click VR chat, mobile, and then either click one of these. You have two options: Toonlit or Toon Standard. I'm using Toon Standard just because Toonlit is way too bright. But yeah. So then after then go back to here into the actual model. Right here in the asset folder, then click it, then go into rig, click generic, and switch to humanoid, and then click apply. And then go into and there should be a little warning appears right here, talking about that there's some bones missing or that are not assigned. So then you want to actually wait. Can I look at this down here? Probably not, because it doesn't have a whatever. But you get what I mean. So yeah, and then just assign the bones to the right part. Like the feet will probably be in red, so you have to go down into the actual foot, and then just select the bone foot. The bone foot, which is the right foot for the right one, and then the left foot for the other one. And then after all that, then you can place it in the thingy, then move it to 0, 0, and set the size to 0.3. And then after that, you want to go into the SDK, and then you want to click on your avatar right here, and then click add a VRC descriptor. You want to click to add a VRC descriptor. So after you do that, there will be a bunch of things that appear, which is all of this, which is 3 tabs: prepare your content, review any alerts, and build. So prepare your content is just so how it'll appear when people inspect your Avi. This visibility thing will make it so we'll change 2 things. One, who can actually view the Avi, which is obvious, But also, it'll make it so that if you have this on public, anyone who has their cloning on will be able to turn their, other people will be able to clone the Avi. If you set this as private, only the person who owns this avatar can freely switch out of and back into the avatar. And the people who have this avatar on will not be able to, like other people will not be able to clone said private avatar, even if the person who's using has cloning on. Right here is just a selected avatar. It's just like here. The name, pretty obvious. Primary styles. I do fantasy and pop culture, but you do whatever you want. Content warnings. These are, for example, like if your avatar has like boobs or something, then you can go to the content warnings and then put sexually suggestive, or other stuff depending on what it is, like extreme horror, if it's horrifying, gore, if and all that stuff. The description, pretty obvious. And then here, into the review and alerts tab. You want to auto-fix all the errors that tell you can auto-fix them. Like for example, some will appear here, talking about an auto-fix, like for box, mix map, whatever. But there are a bunch of here up here due to textures. Just auto-fix them. And if you get any other warnings, like overall performance estimate and maybe triangles and materials and all that stuff, don't worry about it. If you do want to go for optimizing this, then what you can do is do texture baking, which I don't want to get into because that is way too complicated. I know how to do it, but I'd rather not explain it. Just do all this, and then also here, this whole avatar optimizing tips thing. Yeah. I won't go into props. This is just how you can upload your base Avi, because, I mean, it's pretty simple to look for other people to help you out, like other videos talking about like other stuff, like props or stuff like that. But anyway, after you have everything set up, all these stuff done, you need to head into the build tab. Now here's what you can do. There's two things you can do. You can either build and publish your avatar online, or build and test your avatar. Building and publishing online means it'll just be on the VRChat platform. Like, even if you have it private, what I'm trying to say is that it'll be on the VRChat platform. Like, people can view the avatar. It doesn't matter if it's private or public. People can view the avatar and just look at it and stuff. But if you have it on build and test your avatar, this is more for like it says, for testing. It's a whole different process, but for now we're talking about building the avatar. And then here's platforms that you can do. There's iOS, Windows, and Android. Well, for most people, you're probably only going to have Windows and Android available. I don't care about iOS because you have to probably make it very optimized for it to work on all these. But whatever. So, if you want to upload this on, if you want to use this while you're on Quest, you need to make it so it'll publish on Windows and Android. But something that'll help you out a little bit is upload each platform at a time. Don't try to upload it on Windows and Android at the same time. Only upload one at a time. Maybe Windows and then Android, or Android and then Windows. Just so it doesn't bug out, permanently trying to update, publish one avatar, one platform, and then swap to the other platform to try to upload as well, and then it just loops. So just upload one at a time, and yeah. So when you're done, you click this build and public button, then it'll talk about some copyright stuff, then click OK, then wait for it to upload, and then it should be uploaded. And yeah, that's it. I probably won't make videos on how you make props because they're complicated. For example, this Crescendo has a couple particle system statues, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just some stuff with Gogo logo and stuff. But anyhow, I may talk about that in another video if you guys want it. I probably could do that. But so yeah. this is how you upload your own Avi if you don't want to wait for my school schedule and just, wait for me to upload your Avi so you can do it yourself. So, yeah, that's it. Bye-bye.